Well, folks, how's it going today? So, another section of the book's situation and the story of Ed, the Reluctant Viper. Yes. So, what I'm doing now today is backgrounds. I'm going to do both backgrounds. I'm going to do Ed's background, and I'm also going to do the monster's background. And the thing is, what it kind of does, it helps. I've done some writing, but what it'll help is to really give that feeling of the environment. So I think if you're doing something like this, like trying to put a little book together, really look at those type of things, get a feel for it. That's why I like sculpting my pieces, right? So, my monster, I sculpt him, and while I was sculpting, I realized that he has 4 eyes, right? And I get a really good view of what he's about, right? And it also helps with Ed too. Unfortunately, I haven't sculpted the new one yet, so that's coming up. But I don't know if I'll make a video about it, but we'll just see that he's there now. I think I have a, what do? I have a picture somewhere of the new guy. Where was that? It's around here. Oh, I won't find it yet. Anyways. Yeah. Oh, okay. Anyways, let's not worry about that. I know I just saw it just a minute ago. There it is. Sorry about this, guys. It's a technical difficulty situation. So, there we are. I have a little cutout of him, right? And I think this guy works. I mean, I love the other character, but this guy works. So, I may have said this a few times already, but, you have to say to yourself, what's going to work, what's not going to work. This works. So, back to that. So sit back, watch the videos. I give you a little insight on how I look at stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm learning a lot too, because just this idea of a little story and putting a book together and basically at the end of it just saying, okay, I've done it. There's a lot of work. So there's going to be more stuff that'll come up that will be helpful to you guys, but it won't be me actually helping you on that. And that is actually the planning when you actually put it into the computer and you're going to do your layouts and stuff like that. I'm going to leave that up to Sue. That's the person who's going to do that job. Really cool. So anyways, sit back, watch the video, enjoy. If you want to send a comment about the new hair, let me know, right? Because my barber just goes crazy when he just loves. He spends so much time. It's incredible. I'm amazed. The other thing too is I'm going out tonight. We won't be going to that place, but there's a place that we were at the other night, and the young boy was trying to talk to me. He's deaf and he was doing sign language, and he's trying to read my lips, but with the beard the way it was before, couldn't read it. So now, hopefully he could read it. Yeah, see, look at it right there. Boom, 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 boom. Right? So, there we are. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, see you at the end of the video, okay, guys? All right, folks. I think this is number 250,000 takes on background. I have been just having a hard time getting this done. A couple little incidents in life, but just that's the way it works. Now, also a big change. So what I want to do today is I'm going to show you the background, right? Try to, get the idea of both characters and where they're going to be, and then what the look of that background is going to be. So that you have an image, and then you can work your storyboards out to kind of build around that, so you know exactly what you have, right? Your background. You want to be happy with that. Now, I also made a major change. My main character is going to go bye-byes. This little fella here, as much as I love him, and I do love him, I think he was a great little character, but something was wrong. I needed a different look to that character. He looks a little goofy. I needed somebody who looked a little innocent, a little bit naive maybe, and a difference in the character. So I did, and this is the new Ed. So Ed, the Reluctant Biting Viper, is not this guy. It's going to be this guy. Why? Because it's going to work that way. Sometimes as you're working your story through, you're going to find yourself saying, something's right, something's wrong, You know, you could be totally happy with it right from day one, and that's fine. But I just found that this little guy here needed a change. I kept talking to people, showing the characters, and everybody loves the stomping guy. They love this guy, right? And so do I. I love him. He's perfect. Boom, crash, right? He's a great alien. He's got 4 eyes. He's got purple fur. Everything about him is perfect. And I love it. I don't think there's going to be a change on him. But this little guy here needed a change. And so I did it. And I don't feel bad because I knew that it was the right thing to do for the story. And that's another thing too. You've got to edit yourself too when you're doing this stuff. I mean, they always talk about an editor coming along, right? And somebody who looks at it and says, oh, you know what? You should maybe do this to make this work. And that's what editing is about, right? They, you know, take out some of the good stuff, add in the bad stuff. Oh, the other way around. Sorry, folks. So they take out the bad stuff, add in the good stuff. I just said it totally dyslexic. Right. All right. So there we are. We've got that going. We've got the little character in there. Now we're talking about background. What kind of background do I want? Well, he lives in a jungle, right? So I've got to think to myself, okay, well, let's think about a jungle. Right? We want to have the jungle floor, right? So what we do is maybe we'll add some trees in there, right? So big rooted trees, right? When you go, you see the jungle, you see those big rooted trees, some leaves hanging over, right? Yeah, see? Now look what we got going here. And then kind of a plane as to saying, okay, this is where the jungle is, right? So we've got them in there. We fill in the leaves, right? Now I have done a couple of sketches prior to this of what I was thinking about. So it's coming pretty easy to me as to how I want that to look, right? I've actually gone over this quite a few times because I've actually done full out painting situations and realized that I needed to really think about the character and how his background would look and that. And I had stuff that made me happy and then other stuff that didn't make me happy. So I'm happy with this guy here, the way he looks, right? I think this is the right Ed, right? And another little add-in I did too, which I was really happy with, was the tongue. It kind of gave this bit of a difference in character feel to it. That the tongue, instead of just sticking out straight out, it would actually kind of flop down a little bit, right? A little bit of an awkwardness, right? So we've got his teeth, we've got him. I think we're happy. Now, in your background, right, and in the story itself, we also have to think about things that are going to be in it to make it look more like a jungle, right? Because we want to have that feeling of a jungle in there. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to add some characters into that too. Just again to really bring that feeling of there's something going on here, that there's a story happening, right? I think that yeah, I like what's going on here. So let's say we add in a butterfly, right? That'll be another character that will be in the story. So we've got a butterfly happening here, right? That'll give a nice jungle feel. Maybe some mushrooms are growing. Always looks cool when you got a couple of little mushrooms popping out, right? A bit of leafing, right? Yeah, I'm liking everything right here. Boom, 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 boom. Now I've got a little bit of something going on here in the foreground, a little bit with maybe a snail trucking along. Right, what is that, a this little snail guy. Again, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe some more mushrooms over on this side. Those bigger ones that, you know, like, yeah, I just gotta take out a little, make that look a little bit more mushroomy. And then another mushroom. There's little things that'll make your background come to life, you know. I think maybe a lizard. It'll be like just on the trees here. You can draw his little arm. I'm doing these really rough because I'm just trying to see where I want to go with this, right? I want to see what's going to make it happen. We can add in another butterfly maybe. And yeah, we'll just add another little extra butterfly right in there. All of a sudden, you know, I got Bob Ross popping out in my head there. I think I'd like to make a little monkey popping out, right? I think you'll have a big set of ears and a good tuft of hair. And let's see, we'll spark his tail out this way a bit. And then big face. And his little nose, his little monkey nose. See, my environment's coming together, right? So getting your background and working it up is always going to be really helpful to you. So the rest of this is going to be me painting this in, showing you the new character and its look and that. Yeah, I'm happy with this. So right now I'm just going to put a quick wash on top of that and then start to work on it. I'm gonna either, I don't know, I'm gonna probably watercolor or probably acrylic inks. Probably is actually what I'm gonna use. And then I've got some ink markers to use on this. So I think that's the way this is gonna work. I'm gonna make sure that face looks right. Okay, I'm good, I'm happy. I'll get that started. Let's paint it up. So I finished drawing, so now it's time to paint. Basically, I decided to go with nice bright colors, and I'm using the acrylic paint markers that I'm using, and because my buddy Al's actually given me quite a few of them. He likes to collect stuff like that, and so anyways, what happened was I started using those for this part, and I really appreciate them. They're quite nice to work with. If you have a chance, try some different brands. But I find all of them work pretty decent. You know, what I liked about it is you can layer on top. You can also almost erase on top too. So your coverage is excellent, right? And so what I did was I put in my characters. And when you're doing something like this, you want to have like little characters that are in the picture. They might not be a first character or second character or whatever, but they're there. Right, and that's kind of what I wanted to have happen there. They needed to be there so that it gives a little bit of more life. Just having a background wouldn't be enough with just a snake in the middle. It would be kind of like he's by himself and lonely. But no, he lives in the jungle and he has friends, and this will also make it so that he wants to help his friends because of the big chaos of the stomping alien. So, as I say, I went through this a bit, and there were some things that I changed up as I was going through. One of them that I haven't touched on is this monkey in the background. I have actually finished this picture by the time that I'm actually videotaping this, And I don't know if I like the monkey. I'm not sure if maybe I should have made the monkey just a bit smaller than that. Now, you'll also notice that I'm doing the butterflies. Well, the butterflies, I definitely will change that while this is going on. You're going to see that process happen. So I added in, a snail there. Got a little, looks like a spider going on in there. And yeah, I did these butterflies. And when I was finished, I went, no, they are way too big. They just overtake the situation, and I didn't want that. And it also looks a little weird size-wise and that. So I decided just to simply take that right out and that, but you won't see that until I start doing that. So I started painting the snake, and I was happy with the snake. Painting Ed, right? And like I said earlier, I did decide to change Ed himself. I originally liked what I was doing, but there was something about it that just wasn't catching me, and I said I've got to change it. Right. Now, as I say here, we got Ed looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with Ed and the way he looks. I think the colors are coming together nicely, right? But again, those butterflies, you're going to see it not too long that they're going to suddenly disappear. And that, because, yeah, they didn't make it for me. There, see, look, boom, gone. So back to doing the tree again. And it's fun doing that. I like that. You know, those markers, they go along really nice. They give me what I want. Yeah, nice to work with. Real simple. The colors are nice and bright, and it goes well with the whole look of the actual story too, which I'm really, really happy with. Now, see that I made the moths or butterflies smaller, and I think that works better. Yeah, it makes it better. And I think I actually wind up adding some more butterflies into the situation. Boom, right there, right? And then another one over here, right? Got it done. I'm happy, things look good. Also, you'll notice that I smoothed out the grass behind the snake itself because it was too much going on. Now we're hitting Mr. Alien. So Mr. Alien, I decided that for my background to bring me into the story, I have actually made him into a spaceship, or in a spaceship, sorry, not made into a spaceship, try this again, Paul, made flying in a spaceship coming to Earth, right? So there we have him, right? I did all the outline on him first, right? And then I just went to town. And so we've got the actual bubble, right, of the spaceship. So we have that colored in. I do change it up a little bit too. Wasn't 100% sure about that. Also, I didn't add other characters into it. Basically, the planets became the other characters into it. So it seemed to work well. You know, it's a planet here, Saturn, right? Then Earth down below, all representing those types of things. So I did all of that color up. I used a silver marker on this, a silver paint marker, and I gotta be honest, it didn't come out that silver, it came out more grayish, but it still worked, so I'm okay with it. And yeah, it's not that bad. And basically it was pretty easy. Get the Earth in there, get the Saturn in there, paint up the actual creature himself. Yeah, I was really, really pleased with how this turned out. Again, for some reason my alien seems to come out doing really well without very much having to worry about. Add the snake, oh yeah, there I have black, boom, the whole background. Pull the tape off, and voila, we are done. Okay, so I think things turned out really cool. I'm really happy with all of what I've done so far. I should say what we've done so far. It's not me. There's two of us here that work together on this. And then on Snakes and Coffee, I have other friends that help me too, right? Josh and Abby, right? And all my other friends there. So go check out Snakes and Coffee too, guys. Right over there, no problem. Easy to get to. Check it out. We're looking for snakes and that. We got a new video out. Yeah, that's a lot of work too. Woohoo! So what else? What else was I going to say? What else was I going to say? I don't know what else I was going to say. But what I should say is be cool, like a big bull. That did not work out at all, Paul. So let's try that again. Be cool, like a big bull moose. And remember to wear your pants.